Welcome everyone you are listening to and perhaps watching Calling the Audible. I'm your host, Peeze, Della, Reeze. I'm joined by the forever faded, and by that I
forever faded.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't actually mean
that
you're
could
faded.
mean a lot of things.
I just mean that your polos are forever faded. Everything you wear is faded.
Wasn't Jean-Guy your favorite team?
Junkie, yes!
There we go. So it works.
Yes, the bandwagon continues.
Let's just say as October 17th, forever faded, Simon Dagenais. And of course, the never fading, always popular
Eagle?
Eagle of Master Control. I have a musical cue.
I was sure you were about to say.
You have a headset on.
I was sure you were about to say yourself. I was like, that's why I tried to cut you off.
I did myself first. I always do myself first.
It's true.
Always do yourself first.
That's what she said.
So I was late this evening getting to the podcast. I apologize. I've been trying to get better. I've been trying to make a concerted effort to be. I said trying to get better.
Didn't you show up before you go?
It's true. I did show up before you go, but I was late. And so the reason I was late is I forgot to fill up when I left work. It's not an excuse. It's just a dumbass reason. So I had to fill up on the way here, and a few things bothered me about the gas exchange. One was the price.
You have to subscribe to Essence Montréal on Twitter. They tell you when price is going to go up.
Thank you
It
for
happened
the
on
Triniac.
Tuesday.
However, I'm just gonna. I lost the game to the gas. I'll just fill up on the way.
I mean,
Whenever I'm out, I put gas in the car.
I see it like 128. I'm like, it's going to stay that way.
Never does.
Next day, 140. I just lost 12 cents per liter.
So the other thing is, they have this like menu where you're allowed to like express fill, where you like put your card in there, so you don't have to go inside and punch all these buttons.
Yes.
And ask you like 40 questions about like your what about your Air Miles card and what color is your eyes? what are your hopes and dreams? Yo, just put gas in my car. Stop asking me. Like I'm sure it's faster to just go inside and pay.
Yeah.
It must be faster. To
Well,
go
they
inside.
Because they try and sell you lotto tickets. That's why.
Oh, that makes me. That also infuriates me. I don't want to play lottery. If I want to do it, I'll choose to do it. I want to gamble on games.
Well, you could also tap your card on the machines,
Yeah.
but then they freeze like
They still-
$250 on your card, so that's also a loss.
And they still ask you a million questions.
Really?
Yes.
I never done it before.
Also, when you, I was so, let's say you put in like $40 or whatever, put in $40, and you start filling up. Why does it slow down for the last 50 cents? It knows how much gas it's dispensing. It's a computer. It's made the calculation already.
It's already dispensed it from the reservoir, and now it's making its way through the hose, but it's still kind of in progress, so it's just pumping air, and that's why you're not getting a lot. So it's going really slow as it actually tick through.
What I've done is, from now on,
I
as
thought
soon
it
as
was-
I feel
I
it
thought it
slow
was
down, I
Reeze.
stop. That's the amount I wanted. I wanted 39 and 68 cents. That's exactly the amount I wanted. That's exactly what. So my
So
receipts are all bizarre.
So you never go to Ultramall because it slowed down like $1 before?
Yeah, no, never. Also, when I went to the States, by the way, they all filled up the same speed and stopped instantly on their own.
You know what you could
Don't
do
know
though?
why.
You could go to the camion station, the trucks.
Yeah,
That pours a lot faster. A lot faster.
that's true.
But then there's going to be gas everywhere.
Yeah, probably because it pours so fast.
I did it one time with a truck. It wasn't a big enough truck. Mistakes
That's
were
the
made.
story of your life, Simon. Not big enough.
Oh.
So we'll get into some games.
Oh.
But before we do, I want to play a game, and maybe something we can play with the audience as well. I was at work with a colleague of mine. I'm lucky enough that at my other job, I work with my best friend who lived across the street from me growing up,
Okay.
and my brother.
That's pretty dope.
It's kind of awesome. It's the one redeeming quality of my aggressively mediocrely paid job, where I get to pay to eat for a living. But anyway, we often have a lot of conversations that are somewhat off the wall and interesting. And this one was interesting. We talked about reimagining TV and movie roles, where those roles where the heroes were now the villains and the villains were the heroes and vice versa.
Okay.
So I was thinking we should have like a competing roll-off of these.
Okay.
So I'll say one. I'll start the show with one. I'll give you, and then we'll get into some games, and I'll give you guys a chance to interject with them as the show goes on. And I'll
Okay.
start with one to show you kind of what I mean. If people on Facebook want to make a case for some of the shows and stuff they like and the shows they watch, this would be a good time to do it. Corey Walwalski was my scorekeeper last night, and he made me think of this one. He's a big Office fan. If you rewatch The Office, Pam's a bitch. Like so many times, Jim just lets her follow her dreams, and she continuously plays with her heart, and he moves away, gets away from that craziness, right? starts dating Rashida Jones. And then she somehow he must be blind or something, gets him to leave her for Pam, move back, just tear up the life. Then she's like, I want to go to art school. I was like, fine, go to art school. New York City, whatever, fine. Then she was back. He's bought her a house. He's like, you bought me a house. I didn't really choose the house. He bought you a house.
And then she sells that house.
Yep. And not only that, when he wants to become a sports agent, has the dream opportunity of his life. No, I want to stay here, be a secretary. Yeah.
To nobody.
Yeah. She could have been a secretary at the goddamn company.
And she also hates everybody in that office.
Exactly. So, Pamaho.
Pamaho.
We're going to get to some of the games.
Wow.
One of the games I want to get to is the Conspiracy Braves game. It was awesome. But we're going to get to that with our guest, Dan Tacos Lazzara.
You want to do it right away?
Is he ready?
Yeah.
Here's what the show
I told him 7:30, but we can do it now.
Well, find out if he's ready.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
if
why I
you
asked.
can have it queued up, and you tell me when the interview starts. Is how this should work.
Well, yes, but also no.
Yes, but also no.
Yes, but also no.
Do you have one in the meantime? While we're queuing
Yes.
time?
So technically, all superheroes are dicks.
Yeah.
Because if you could just kill them, they would be better off than going to jail for life. Who wants to go to jail for life?
Yeah.
So you do like a petty crime, and instead of killing you off and just ending your misery, you're stuck going to jail for like 50 years.
You know that Spider-Man had you like suspended from a lamppost, like your blood rushed into your head.
So not only are you going to jail for the rest of your life, but you can't enjoy anything before going.
I had a superhero one, but I kind of don't want to waste the entire 10 minutes of the show talking about this while we wait for Eagle and for filibustering. Going to the call right away was a bad idea. We're learning each week on calling the Audible.
He says call at 7:30.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do something else before.
Let's get
Dan.
into another Tier 1 game, however. FPF All-Stars took on Keyport Lockstars. It's annoying how both teams alliteratively end with the same
Stars.
suffix.
So stars on stars.
Stars on stars on stars.
Who was the third star? Was it you?
So, like, have we been underrating have we been overrating Keyport Lockstars? Or have we underrated them? Because, like, I feel like we all were like, maybe there's a chance this week. Like, we don't want to put money on it, but, like, if one of our friends was going in, we'll put, like, here's an extra $100. Like, yeah, why not? Let's see. It pays well.
Yeah, it definitely would have paid well. We talked about it last week.
Did you have, like, a sense of, like, maybe?
I was pretty sure it was going to happen just because they were too much on a high that it's the sort of thing that Finest likes to do is just shut you down.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been having a good time. Yeah, now you'll lose.
Fair.
It's what they do.
Eagle, you didn't have that feeling that maybe Keyport Lockstars could upset FPF FPF All-Stars?
I went to last week's show just to remember what I said because I had to put the picks in. And what I had agreed upon was that if it was going to be Rod that was going to play, it was going to be a tighter game, but they were going to lose. If Jeff was going to be quarterback, Jeff Rosenblatt, that they were going to lose by a large margin.
And they did.
Look what happened.
They did.
He did score, though.
Looking at FPF All-Stars, it's a team we don't talk too much about because it's boring. Because what do you say? They're good. Literally, one of my articles I wrote once. They're good. I have nothing else to say. What do you want?
What do you want?
So one of the things that's interesting is that this is a different roster from Montreal's Finest.
Yeah, a little bit.
And there are some key pieces. So if you look outside sort of the main pieces and look at some of the newer acquisitions, not even Chris Millard because he's had a couple of seasons now with Montreal's Finest, but looking at like Anthony Van Dram, Time Cop himself, Matt 007 Bond, Justin McLean. I sure there's a Die Hard reference in there. Man,
I was still
action stars. Just straight up action stars.
I was still stuck with Time Cop himself.
Yeah. Which of those do you think have had the biggest impact? I know you're going to say Van Dram, but let's hear why you say Van Dram.
Actually, no. I was going to say Matt Bond. I think that it's Matt Bond and Anthony Van Dram isn't. Well, Van Dram is. I think it's his second season aside from outside of FPF, which we don't care about anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Matt Bond's been playing with Wyatt for a little time now, and I think that he brings something defensively that they're lacking when it's not Montreal's Finest.
Mm-hmm.
Like every Wyatt team not called Montreal's Finest always has a weaker defense.
And I would say even since, let's say, like the departure of Nathan Taylor, a team
also
hasn't entirely recovered from losing such an impressive piece on defense.
They struggle because they can't replace potentially one of the best DBs in the league with. They're trying to replace him with someone else, but they just don't have the same level of talent to replace him with. And they're used to these pieces, and everybody's getting older, and not everybody's as strong as they used to be.
And where's Keyshawn Thompson?
Well, this isn't the finals.
Yeah, you wanted to say.
Yeah, but he was a key piece to their defense too.
But he was there in the fall. In spring.
He's not there now.
No, he only played winter. No.
Oh, it's also Eagle research.
I think
when was the last time Keyshawn Thompson played for the finals?
I think he only played with Montreal's finest.
Yeah.
But anyways, the point remains that
guys are getting older and have responsibilities too.
The main exactly right. They have kids. They're getting older. Their bodies.
They moved to Ottawa.
They moved away. But I think Matt Baum brings that DB aspect that they were missing. And I'm not saying he was as good as Nathan Taylor was, but he's a very good defensive player.
Winter 2018, by the way. Nothing last year.
So it didn't play spring.
So this current year, winter 2018.
Yeah, but nothing spring.
Spring, okay. Justin Yipikaye McLean.
He's good. I think he's very good. He brings a sort of physicality that they don't have when they don't have guys like Jermaine or Keyshawn Thompson on the team, which is good for them. I think fall is a very good time for him for Kevin Wyatt and that group to give him a shot, see what he could do. Mm-hmm. I think offensively, there's no doubt about it. Defensively, it's just a matter of time seeing if he fits the scheme, what they want to do. I think it works, but I think fall is also like a very good time to try out a new DB.
No stats this game at all. From McLean.
Oh. He had a touchdown in the previous game of the week or week 3, I think.
Yeah. I was actually just asking about the nickname. Or should we go Justin McLean with a vengeance?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because it's got to be Die Hard themed. If anyone's got any Die Hard themed nicknames for Justin McLean. Because I don't know if... as I was reading about it loud, I was like, oh, these are all like 90s action. The peak of 90s action. I guess James Bond is in 90s action, but come on, everyone remembers GoldenEye.
Justin McLean with a vengeance, pretty good.
T1 final. FPF All-Stars versus Braves. Is it done? Is it set? Does the rest of the tier even matter?
No.
Because?
Well, rest of the tier, yes, because there's going to be another playoff bracket. But for the top...
No, well, the top 6 teams are in one bracket.
Top 6 teams, like the top bracket, the one that most people in tier 1 wants to play in, I don't think there's any other teams that could compete for that. Braves and Montreal FPF All-Stars are the two P's, and like they're the best teams in the division by a long shot, and then there's huge margin between them and the 3rd seed. We
talked about some of the guys on FPF All-Stars. Who does Kevin Wyatt hate? Who would he replace on his team?
Who's the one one odd man?
The guy he's there's no real weak link, but there's still the weakest player at some point, right? So, who's the weakest player?
I'm gonna go with Alex Pilon.
Really?
Yeah.
You're just going for clickbait there, right?
No, maybe.
Can we turn this into a clip so we get clickbait? Nice.
I think that
put ads all over it.
Can you say it again so I can do shot fired?
Alex Pilon. Oh, hey. So the chemistry between Kevin Wyatt and Anthony Van Ram's there. We've seen it last fall. We see it this season too. He goes to him on key downs. Pat Jerome and Kevin Wyatt. You can't take away from that. They've been together for a long time. Kevin uses Serge Pilon as a snapper very well, and I think he loves to have that fast underneath guy. And then I could have gone with like Chris Millard offensively, for instance, but that's just too easy. Mm-hmm. So I prefer to go with like Alex Pilon, who doesn't have that same sort of role he did when he plays with DK, where he's like that number 1 receiver, like right next to his brother. They're both like number 1s for Rajdi, but when he plays with Kevin Wyatt, he's sort of lost in the mix.
Yeah, that's fair. Eagle, do you have anyone that Kevin Wyatt hates?
No.
I got one.
Okay.
Opposing quarterbacks. One of them, Dan Tacos Lazzara, who's ready to join us on the FPF guest line. But Dan, are you there?
That's cheating.
You let me call him.
But oh my God, you're the worst. You should have him on standby waiting.
But it was a good transition, but that's cheating.
Yeah, I know.
He's not on his team. But so he can't be the weakest link on the team.
Well,
let's ask Dan who he thinks the odd man on that team is.
Fair. We need to find a way to clean this up, Eagle.
So
call him in queue. We have to hear the phone ring. Hello. How's it going, Dan?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Not bad. Eagle's terrible at his job. I'm sorry about all of this. So thank you for joining us. For those unaware, it's quarterback for Conspiracy, one of the top quarterbacks in FPF, Dan Tacos Lazzara.
Suck up.
I want to start the interview with a very, very important question that's dear to my heart. Dan, why'd you lie to people? Why'd you tell them you don't like tacos?
Listen. Tacos, let me tell you something, okay? If you ever want to have a serious taco, and now listen to me, because some of you might think I'm crazy. Key and Marco are definitely going to go nuts when I say this, but when you throw that meat in that taco, spread a little bit of syrup. Try it out. Let me know how it goes.
Syrup?
Like maple syrup?
Like maple syrup, Simo.
Oh.
I can see like a sort
Okay.
of like
It could work.
on like pulled pork. That'd be good.
No. Peeze. Listen to me.
Right.
You, for the rest of this call, you're never gonna talk fast like that again because you broke up like crazy.
All right, I will slow down. I realize not everyone is quick.
Yeah.
So then you've been hard on the media in the past and others, but I want to give you a chance to be on the podcast because like we're gonna grill you. We're not gonna take it easy on you. We want actual answers. We don't want like apologetic quarterback answers.
Oh, nice.
So I'll let Simo start with it, but I just wanted you to know that we're not gonna ease up on you because you're like top end quarterback in FPF. We're gonna go hard. Go hard to go home.
Go hard to go home.
Ready to go?
You want to repeat that question, dude? You asked me like 19 things.
It wasn't. I asked you 0 things. I was prefacing the interview, saying.
Listen.
We're gonna go
Skype
hard
call
on
me.
you.
Skype call me because I don't hear a word you're saying.
Okay, so we're gonna have to Skype call. Jesus Christ, Eagle, fix this, please.
Not me.
Well, it's not. It's also not us.
It's definitely not me. I don't even know what a Skype is.
What's a Skype?
Yeah, it's a technology used in the early 2000s.
Up to 2017, and it just stopped working.
Yeah.
Although there's this thing about Skype that I realized this very recently.
So I'm gonna get back to the superhero thing while we're wasting time.
Okay, instead of and cutting me off.
Yeah,
I
100%.
was like,
Because what you were gonna say was terrible. It was dumb.
it was not actually. It was very interesting.
We'll never know. Because you're talking about like a reimagining of like superhero characters. There's actually a comic
Yes.
book by Neil Gaiman about Batman
Okay.
called "Whatever Happened to the." I don't remember. Whatever happened to something, and it's about Batman's dead, and they all go to the funeral. Like all the characters, like Joker and whatever, go to the funeral, start telling their story. Alfred's story is crazy. It tells a story about a guy who's driven mad by the death of his parents, and he, in his mind, turns himself into a superhero so that he would have something to live for, and that he felt like he was protecting the city, and each of the characters that he's fought are actors that Alfred hired, and then that wasn't enough. He needed to create a supervillain. So Alfred himself posed as the Joker.
Hello.
That's really dope.
Really interesting. Hey, how's it going, Dan?
You guys are just okay. Whatever. Let's do this conversation. But I don't hear a word you're saying.
Even now.
Why don't you like use WhatsApp or something? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't do technology.
We don't do tech.
Eagle, me and you, we're gonna have to talk. But anyways, go on.
So what I was saying, Dan, is you've been critical of the media before, and today I want you to know it's no gloves off. We want you to be like a media member. We want you to know what it's like to have to answer real questions, and have to not answer like an apologetic cornerback. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. You got anything for Dan?
Yeah, we'll transition to who's the
Wow, you
weakest player on
you
FPF
make
All
that whole
Stars.
speech and you don't even have a question for me.
I got a bunch. Don't worry. I'm not.
No, we're ready.
I'm being nice by letting Simo start.
Who's the weakest player on FPF All Stars?
Okay, go.
Who's the weakest player on FPF All Stars?
I don't understand the question. You guys are breaking up like crazy.
Or you're breaking up like crazy.
I think we may have to break up with tacos if this conversation continues going this poorly. He asked who the weakest player on FPF All Stars is.
The weak. Oh, okay. I just heard that question. Okay.
Like who you picking on under defense?
Read. No. Read me the roster because they keep switching up
Eagle?
that defense every year. Fuck.
Well, there's Kevin Wyatt.
Read me that starting roster. Like, no. What? Why would I name Kevin?
Okay. So, on their roster, Alex Pilon, Anthony Vandram, Chris Miard, Jacques Void, Justin McLean, Kenneth Wyeth, Matt Bond, Patrick Jerome, and Serge Pilon Jr.
Stack squad.
Pick one.
But
Go.
unfortunately, their weakest player is the weakest FIFA player that I've ever played also, Chris
Nice.
Millard. No kidding.
Ew.
Yeah, Millard's got to step up his game in
No.
FIFA and FPF.
It's going to be like 5 sacks next week.
But
No,
speaking of,
no. I'm just busting balls. Millard's a crazy rusher. Trust.
so you talking about like how maybe you'd pick if you had to pick on the someone on FPF All Stars, it would be Chris Millard. Did the Braves pick on Ryan Dobbs-Garnett this past week?
What?
Did the Braves pick on Ryan Dobbs-Garnett, who subbed for you this week?
He got burned, but he also played a good game on offense. I mean, we were down man, and he came in and he stepped up. It was a Division I game versus probably the division's best. So, you know, like, I appreciated what he came and do for us, and I don't have any regrets.
When you're playing against...
I mean, Jonathan Mayer was putting up some freaking passes, and JD came down with a lot. They executed. They executed very well.
So... That's the thing I was going to ask you, too. What's the feeling like now? You threw a couple of interceptions this game. What's the feeling like?
Here you go again. Here you go again talking fast. What don't you understand? That you're breaking up.
All right. You threw a couple of interceptions in this game. Is it safe to say that when you're playing the Braves, once you make a mistake, the game feels like it's getting away from you? Did you hear me?
Completely obviously not. You make these things like a question that could be answered yes or no, and you make it into like a 4 questionnaire. What's up? You know, like just chill it out, make it simple. I can barely hear you.
Okay, so nice and simple, Dan.
Yeah, I like Alex's voice. I like to hear him loud and clear.
Okay, so 27 attempts, 20 completions. That's both of you. But Maher has 65 more yards, 3 more TDs, and 1 less INT. Is your system broken as compared to his?
No, I just think that Maher literally killed it, and we didn't. That's all it came down to. They were executing like crazy, and we made 2 mistakes. Literally, that's all it came down to. I feel like when we have our full squad, we'll be there. We'll be ready. Let's go.
How does this roster compare to the ones you've played with in the past?
Like who?
Like the other teams you've had, what were they called?
Name me a team.
Dan and Co.
Dan and Co. Or
great team. Made it to the final, lost to Maryland. Also, it happened. He's a great player.
I understand. I'm asking you a different question.
I know that's what you're trying to get at. So
that's not what I'm trying to get at.
You know what I mean?
That's not what I'm trying to get at. As a mind reader, you're awful. I'm asking, how does this team compare to teams you've had in the past? Are they better? Are they worse?
I would say they're just as good, if not better. We're fucking stacked. Oh my god, my bad. I dropped an F-bomb.
It's okay.
Rob, I'm really sorry.
It's okay. We don't have that many fucking sponsors.
That's true.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, Dr. Combo.
Is this roster better than Waste Ute?
That's a good one, actually. I don't know. We're gonna see what Waste Ute's all about this winter, though. That's for sure. I can tell you that much.
Okay,
but
so
right now, our team is nice when we have a full roster. Trust me. 2HD next week, guaranteed to win.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
What happens if you lose? Do you retire and play soccer?
No, I guarantee that win.
So
but I won't guarantee.
Okay, so you won't guarantee the offside, but you guarantee the upside.
let me quote you something. I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit. We're gonna talk some hoops too. Dan, this is something you said. With DeRozan gone, it leaves me no other choice than to officially become a Golden State fan. Hashtag Dubs Nation. Does that still stand, or has your anger with the Raptors subsided?
Bro, are you kidding me? We got DeMarcus Cousins. What's wrong with you?
So we now is Golden State Warriors. All right, that answers my question. That answers my question.
Instantly changes.
Nah, we gotta stop it. Kawhi is not gonna end up signing with us, and we're gonna end up with the worst deal in NBA history. That's all it comes down to.
All right, Dan, you've played a bunch of games in FPF.
Not too many, but yeah.
Well, come on. What's the one thing you eat after every game?
The one thing I eat after every game.
Like your go-to post-game food.
Honestly, it's what's left over at home. Most of the time, it's meat, pasta, or chicken. One of the three.
Dan, in your team picture this year, in your player picture, I noticed you were sporting a goatee, and it made me wonder: do 1990s villains call you asking for their facial hair back?
Didn't hear the question, so I'm gonna go with no.
No, okay. Are you a 1990s villain? Like from the show?
But yeah, of course. But yeah, I'm the villain. This is which one I'm with. No kidding. Lance is somewhere laughing in a corner.
What was the one with the stones that came to life? What? Gargoyles.
Gargoyles? Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking of gargoyles specifically. Do Braves lose a game from here till the end of the Cup season?
And just, Dan, for you, they have Les Banditos, I can never pronounce it, Dirty Dogs, Sweat and Beers, and hashtag NR left on their schedule.
Whose schedule?
Braves.
Oh my God! Repeat that.
Okay.
Don't
Les
just
Banditos, Dirty Dogs,
Yeah.
Sweat and Beers,
W.
hashtag
W.
NR.
Oh, W, let's go. Yeah, 100%. They're going undefeated. We're going to see what's up in the playoffs.
But are they
Jonathan,
going?
I know you're listening to this. I'm going to see my fit form this week. Let's go. We're going to have a nice talk.
But are they going undefeated till the end of the Cup season? Will they be holding the Cup at the end of it?
You think I'm that much of a fortune teller?
I don't know. Only you can
I
answer
don't
that.
know either. I don't know these questions you're asking me.
But by the way, Dan,
these are the questions we have to answer
Got
on a
old
daily
me from my
basis.
parents asking me if I'm a genie. I don't know.
by the way, Dan, just to let you know, you've ruffled some feathers. So we have Quay Johnson in chat saying, Dan, relax. Better than waste youth. Wow.
Nice.
Simo looks into some free agents.
Wait, I asked
There
you
you
a
go.
sub last night. What the hell was that all about?
There you go. Newly acquired player. New free agent. Quade Johnson.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dan, for joining us. You've answered all of our taco, all of our football,
I
and
feel
all
like
of
you
our.
guys still have some deep down in your minds that you really want to let it out. So just say it. Simo, I know you got some in your head.
Well, I'll ask you when you're retiring, but you choked out of that question.
How about this? Let me ask you a question then.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's give the viewers what they want.
Okay,
I'm
go.
Hall of Fame eligible this season. Would you vote me in right now? Yes or no?
No.
No.
I'm a voter. So for the Hall of Fame, being a Hall of Famer, Simo's not a voter for the Hall of Fame.
I am.
It's true.
We work here.
But you have less of a vote because you're not a Hall of Famer. Not like me and Eagle.
That's true.
So I like, to be honest, I gotta look at it. I would venture to say yes, but I would say that your numbers are probably not quite equal to that of Joey Taylor, who you faced this week.
I was just going to say, I would give Joey Taylor my vote over you, Dan.
What? What'd you say, Eagle?
I would give Joey Taylor my vote over you right now any day of the week.
Oh.
I guarantee you I'm going to make you change that decision after this week.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see it. Excited to see the game this week, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
Game of the week, Lance. What's up?
Careful, he might chirp you.
Don't slide in my DMs now, Lance, huh?
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks,
without
Dan.
a pick, anyway.
Take it easy, guys. Thanks for the call.
Noise. Los Banditos.
Tacos.
They took on the Hawks. They won 30-12. Rumors abound with Jakub Telemac perhaps joining the team and replacing Matt LeBlanc. Good move for the Hawks?
Yeah, I think it's just he's just a better quarterback at this stage in FPF. Like, Jakub's a proven quarterback in the 4, the 5 divisions 100%. Mathieu Leblanc's still struggling a little bit, and they also add like a playmaker defensively too. If he gets to play,
Will that be enough to get them to be a winning team?
I think that the way FPF the FPF Cup works, they'll need a few weeks to really get adjusted to what Jakub does offensively. This system is not your typical pocket passer sort of offense, but by the time the regular season of the Cup finishes, they might be able to really muster up a few wins, and maybe that'll carry them into the playoffs.
And let's assess Francis Desrochers' progression so far as a quarterback in FPF. Let's look at where he is. What would you have to say? Like, how would you assess it?
Well, if there's one thing is he doesn't take as many deep shots as he used to. Like, I think he's matured a lot as a quarterback, just on a turnover ratio. He used to take a lot of deep shots, a lot of risks, a lot of pass that he didn't need to. You could see a big difference now with the fact that his turnover ratio is a lot lower than what it was in the first few seasons, and it puts his team in a better position. He knows he has a good defense behind him. He doesn't need to risk any of these throws, and he's helping his defense out, and they've been winning more games.
That's fair. Eagle, I wanted you just to interrupt with
Well, I'm queuing up Terry, but also, do you want to ask me something?
No, I wanted you to seamlessly interrupt as if it was organically just came to your mind
Yes,
that you had a
because
movie to mention.
That was clear in our off-topic conversations. Yes, absolutely. Going back to our references of changing all the, I guess, movies or television up.
Yeah,
do you guys
flipping the protagonist with the antagonist.
Exactly. So, do you guys remember the original?
Oh, we should have asked Dan if he had one.
Oh, but you would have said no.
You guys remember
Probably.
the,
Oh, you're cutting off, Peeze.
He was like gargoyles with his 90s goatee.
So, Michael Bay did a Power Rangers reboot recently. You guys remember the original one from 1995,
Yes,
the Mighty Morphin
of course.
Power Rangers?
Of course.
So, imagine the plot where Ivan Ooze is actually trying to solve world hunger with his goop, and that the Power Rangers want to keep the economy as is and have those children in Africa starve.
So like
That sounds like the Power
so
Rangers.
like where the Power Rangers work for Monsanto, and
Pretty much,
interfere
yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Remember they had to go to
local
like the
farmers'
rainforest
crops.
and like get like their animal spirits and everything? Yeah, that's them trying to suppress the revolution in overseas.
There's a period of time where between Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and now, where I consumed a lot of things that don't permit me to remember a lot of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So that's why I don't totally recall that. But we'll get
Grape juice.
it's a type of grape juice. We'll maybe we'll get some of Terry Tam's thoughts on that when we get to talk to him. We'll talk to him. Actually, we have a very specific thing to do because let me preface this actually.
Okay.
Last week I was under the impression, you were under the impression, Eagles under the impression. Hashtag Free Vinny lost their hashtag.
Yes.
It was a bet,
It's still on the wall.
Yeah.
It's still up there.
and then we have a conspiracy theory. Hey, how's it going, Terry?
You do?
There.
Yeah, we were just discussing last week.
You call me on air?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Oh.
Eagle doesn't even queue you up
Yeah.
in standby or anything. It's live on air, interrupting us, talking. It's very annoying. But how's it going, buddy?
Is it as dumb as I don't know,
Lazzara.
Simo's throwing motion?
Wow.
I shouldn't be talking this week.
Well, you lost to that. Just saying. It's
Speaking-
on film.
I never thought I didn't play defense.
That's true.
Speaking of losing, though, you guys
Thank
lost
God.
2 games in a row, and
3 now. They
3
haven't
now.
won
Yeah,
yet.
my bad.
They can't win.
But the middle one specifically, I was led to believe there were stakes on that game where a hashtag was gambled, and it appears as though Simon has a conspiracy theory that a gentleman by the name of Alex Holloweswack went to change back and add back the hashtag and the back end
I
of
did
the FPF
that.
site.
That was me.
Oh, that was you?
So Terry as well.
I'm disappointed.
I'm very
No,
disappointed.
I
You
didn't,
know I got hate on Twitter for that? They thought I did it? I was like, no.
You did do well. Okay, well you removed.
I need the original
guys-
off of Free
you guys
Ving,
did it on
but
the
then I
show.
put it back.
You
and
guys
I
did
put
it
it off of
I
NR.
did it on the website.
because your quarterback actually he wrote a check that your team couldn't cash. He gambled it. He
Oh,
gambled the
we
hashtag.
accepted the bet and we covered the bet. So technically,
No, you didn't cover the
Sean-
bet.
You didn't
Yeah,
cover.
it was 13.5 the spread. We lost by like 6.
Well, if the other team doesn't accept that spread, it doesn't count.
I thought it was 5.
Yeah, but it was board. They kind of. I think they accepted it. I don't think. I just think they didn't pay it. Whatever. It is what it is. They beat us.
So with that,
It is what it is. You-
with that, we get to the reason we called Terry is because I thought Sean Avram, you made a bet that you couldn't live up to. So with that, we called Terry to get the top 10 list of the 9 times Sean Avram was a bad leader. So it's a list of 9, but it's a top 10 list of the 9 times Sean Avram was a bad leader. Do we have a drum
Am
roll,
I
Eagle?
making the
You are making a
I
list.
making the
It's all you. His own
I have to
teammate.
make the list?
Absolutely. Number 9.
Top 10 list. 9 no, top 10.
Yeah.
Number 9. Not throwing Terry Tam the ball enough.
Not throwing Terry down the ball
Hey,
enough. There we
sure.
go.
Number 8.
Wait, drum roll. You gotta do this properly.
No.
Number 8.
Number 8. Giving Simon way too much credit after last night's game.
Also true. Bad leadership right there. I would never give Simon credit. I never do it on the podcast.
That's true.
Doing so would be bad leadership.
We play together. You don't even.
Number 7.
Number 7 is not following up on the bet that he won against NR.
There we go. There we go. I'm glad Terry agrees.
Number 6.
Number 6 would be not being able to read the lightweight garbage defense.
Not being able to read. Not reading as an adult male. I mean, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
We shouldn't make fun of that.
What are we at, 5?
5.
Promising alcohol and delivering.
Seriously.
Well, he delivered. That's good leadership.
He did
Delivered,
deliver.
yeah, he always delivered. Sean
Oh, he
always
delivered.
But it's warm. It's warm.
Oh, it's warm beer.
Yeah,
Warm
That's
beer,
not
yeah.
good.
Bad leadership. Bad leadership. Buy a good cooler. Number 4.
Number 4, not giving me credit for my hair flips after every snap.
Not enough credit for the hair
true.
flip.
That's true.
What hair product you put in your hair, Terry?
I don't know. I have this. Well, for the flow, that's just because of the sweat. But I use Dove for men's for shampoo, and I put Nona's pastas, Nona's sauce on there.
Nice, pretty
A
good.
little bit.
Number 3.
Della Rocca beers. 3. That's fuck, that's a good one. 3.
You better
I'm
have a
running out of
banging
ideas.
one.
Yeah. I'm running out
Just
of
make it
ideas.
up. It doesn't have to be true.
What do you
It
mean?
is.
It's all true.
I mean, it's all true.
I'm trying to make them accurate. Making us believe that we can actually beat NR.
Making you believe you can actually be an R. The number 2 reason that Sean Abram was a bad leader, Terry Tam.
He hasn't showed us his piece and what he's working with yet.
Not enough penis. Not enough penis.
What?
Not enough penis.
Bosses, no.
Number 1. The number 1 reason Sean Abram was a bad leader. What do you got, Terry?
His name is Sean Abram.
His name's Sean Abram.
Hey!
Poorly named. Poorly named. Thank you, Terry. You can go back to your family dinner.
Thank you.
Have
Thanks,
a great
Terry.
night. Thanks for
Bye,
thanks
guys.
for coming on with us. I do like when people buy into our crazy. I do. I really.
Terry
appreciate
really doesn't give a F word.
it. Yes.
We're trying to not steer away from tacos, bad language.
Yeah.
Can we do some FPF?
Yeah.
No.
Easy W. Beat X-Men.
Yes.
50 to 44. 2 interceptions per side, yet 94 total points scored. Does Easy W's defense suck?
I think both defenses suck. Like, I don't.
But like, did you even know X-Men could score 44 points?
Did you even know you could have 2 interceptions and still allow 50?
What, is one of them a pick 6?
Like, I don't know. I saw the score. Like, when you look at the score, I saw the score. It's like, oh, so defense absent. Open the score box. Wait, 4 picks?
Like, how long was this game?
Or how quickly were these plays? Like, you just first down, boom, pick. U-turn, boom, and touchdown. Like, I don't. Right there, just the numbers of touchdowns and interceptions, that's like 19 plays.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
This week, Samuel Pelchat got 3 touchdowns. I realize his name's not Pelchat. Sometimes I just gotta say it out loud. Samuel Pelchat had 3 TDs. It seems like each week there's just a guy who goes off for ECW, where it used to always be CO Living.
Yep.
Can we gamble on air?
Sure.
Can we all pick a guy who we think is going to be that guy with some stakes? What are the stakes for this? Eagles?
Can we do steaks?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So the 2
Steaks
Tell
and
you what,
steaks.
for a wrap up meeting for calling the audible, 3 of us will go for steaks. The 2 losers will pay for the winner's steak. How's that?
16-ounce ribeye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's the guy?
I mean, I'm going to expense it anyways. I don't really care.
So will I. Just not the alcohol.
So wait, what you're saying you should pay regardless?
No. I want to win. Okay, so who's the name the 5 receivers that we think are starters, so we have like something to base it off.
Eagle?
Well, yeah, you have Samuel Emilio Pelcha. I would say Charles-Olivier Lavigne. Based on stats, you have Félix Bissonnette, Victor Baron, Etienne Laurent Gervais, I think are your probably 5.
Yeah.
Looks like Jean-Christophe Ferland comes in
They
to
do
fill.
sub in, but those are the main 5.
Okay.
And just in this game, by the way, so Pelcha has 3 receptions for 3 touchdowns. Lavigne has 2 receptions for 2 touchdowns. Baron 3 receptions for 1. Laurent
Yeah, we
Gervais,
established there was no
4 for
defense.
2.
Yeah.
So,
So-
it's really a gamble.
So who's going to be the one that has
That goes off next week.
But what if there's this stat line again?
Who gets the most touchdowns next week?
Okay.
Okay, who will have... So the tiebreakers are as follows. Touchdowns, yards, catches.
Yes.
Fair? We all agree?
Yep.
We all agree with the terms?
Okay.
Who do you choose to go off next week for EZW?
I
By the
choose.
way, so next week they have broken ankles, if that matters.
Okay.
It won't matter.
It won't. I choose Victor Baron. He's my guy.
Okay, I was gonna go with him. Good call.
And so Jeremy, just throw all the touchdowns to him. Thanks.
You gotta go with Lavigne.
Seal Lavigne?
Yeah, you have to.
I'm not. I'm gonna go with Laurent Gervais. Etienne
Oh,
Laurent
yeah?
Gervais. They
Interesting.
had a connection late in the season last season when Sylvain wasn't.
It was
there.
that guy that stepped up.
Yeah, and like what's becoming cool is Jeremy White's not that guy who forces the ball to one guy anymore. He really spreads the ball, and he's really developing a system. And I think that broken ankles will try to match up as much as possible with Sylvain, and I think that the other slot now Etienne Donacher will be able to get open.
That's a good assumption.
I was gonna go Victor Ballon though. That was my like. I was like,
Yes!
They're gonna pick the top two, so I'm gonna sneak in Victor Ballon, and I was robbed.
I went first pick with the sleeper.
Yeah, I like it. So, with all that being said, we'll take a look at something in tier.
Why do you have to switch pages?
In tier 4? MACDO took on Bruins.
Oh, MACDO!
What are your favorite teams this season? Bruins beat them 31-13. MACDO faced an experienced team and threw 4 interceptions. Was this related more so to the strength of Bruins D or the inexperience of MACDO?
The inexperience of MACDO. I still love that name. I think that it's their first real game, right? Like they had against a veteran team, against a veteran defense. They played the first week was a forfeit, so they played against each other, and then they played Trailer Park Boys, who are also a struggling new team. So to see them play against Bruins, I think it's more that they didn't really know that other teams could really react to what you're doing. So I think it's just a matter of they weren't ready. It's your first real game against a team that played FPF before. So I give it more to the experience than actually the Bruins.
So I'm going to read to you. So one of the ways I do reporting is I go to the scorekeepers and get their input. I got the input from the scorekeeper in this game, Stefano Berardi. I will edit Stefano's thoughts.
You can go. You can
so
go.
that it'll be more appropriate. But the dude's a funny guy, and he described the first play to me. The first play of this game, the quarterback, Etienne Cardinal, had the ball slip out of his hands. As Stefano says, it's as if he had greasy hands from too many McNuggets, and the ball slipped out of his hand and hit the rusher in the chest. Luckily, the rusher didn't think that would be possible, and he didn't pick it up.
To be fair, their name is MACDO.
Yeah, it makes sense. So MACDO with some learning to do. I will say Philippe DeQuinzio ran twice for 17 yards and a touchdown. It seems to be he might be the star in this team. What would you do to scheme to get him the ball more frequently?
So there's this play that you love to call, and we're trying to make a little bit more famous, is when you send every single receiver except one guy to one side. So everybody goes left.
It's not entirely accurate.
But
yeah,
whatever.
Three level counterflow.
Everybody goes to one side, and he comes underneath everybody to the other side.
Yeah.
So you have like your wide receiver to the left, run like a 2-step in pattern, and everybody goes towards the left. So he comes counter flow, and you hit him on the other side of the field, where all the DBs will crash to the other side of the field, and he could turn up and get the ball. If it's your fastest guy, you should be able to turn the corner on whoever's trailing him and get a lot of yards. It's a very easy pass for a quarterback because it's like a 2-yard pass to somebody who's basically not covered. And it allows for you, it creates a lot of breathing room for your offense. When you have one guy that's like your playmaker, it's a good way to get them going too. You get the ball in his hands, you let them run, and it looks good on the stat sheet. It's
a safe play. It's usually a completion. Even if it's perfectly covered and you get 3 or 4 yards, it's a guaranteed 3 or 4 yards.
And keep in mind, in this game, DeQuinzio does have 2 pass attempts, not completed, but basically you can put him back there, and maybe he can throw, maybe he takes off, maybe it's a handoff, so you have a little bit of trickery in your pocket.
Hopefully someone in the Facebook audience can answer this question for me. Can someone tell me if Dalvin Cook is active tonight? Because I need to know to set. Asking for a friend who needs to set their fantasy lineup.
He is active.
He is active?
Yeah, as of 2 hours ago, he was confirmed. Dalvin Cook and Marcus Peters are both active.
Oh.
Awesome. Sorry, Royce Freeman.
Nobody's gonna play Marcus Peters anyways.
Seriously.
Come on, Eagle.
Voodoo took on Diablos. Diablos won yet again, 52-33. I thought this might have been one of the first challenges for Diablos. I was wrong. Should Diablos have been in T1?
No. I think that they're off.
No, that was on purpose.
I think that the way they run their offense and the way they run this team is they love to beat on the weaker teams. If they would have played in Tier 1, that's exactly what they did last fall season. They played in Tier 1, or what used to be Tier 1.
Like I said, François Martin is very happy with himself beating poor teams.
Of course. He's happy because he put up sub 50. It makes him feel like he's the best player in the world.
Does he like go to like kids' parties and like dunk on the children?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, he does have kids, so
Is that what he do? I'm not going to say it. I feel bad. It's too far. It's too far.
No. Honestly, I think it's the way they run this team and the way they run their offense is they take a lot of deep shots and they score quickly, which allows them to put up a lot of points. And it's something that their team loves to do. We love to bash François Martin, but at the end of the day, their system makes them score quickly.
He is one of the best deep ball throwers in let's say Division 3 down.
He reads it really well, and he's not afraid to do it. There's a lot of guys who, because there's a safety, I won't do it. He reads it well.
If it's one-on-one, he'll take the chance.
He reads it well off the bat, and he takes a lot of shots at it, which allows for a lot of opportunities too.
Yeah,
I'm sure a guy like Charles Véro really appreciates that.
Was Frank K more impressive in this loss than he was in any game since his return to FPF? Hopefully, Simon Dagenais has done the research.
No, there was a few games where Frank K played really, really well.
Research.
And did the research. No, for real. I think since his return, there's a few games where he really impressed me. He
does seem to be better since he returned, right?
There's a few games he played terribly. I remember there's one game where they didn't score points. That was terrible. But
I mean, on average, it does seem like he's gotten better since his return.
I think that it's something about learning. Like his playbook, I don't think changed much, but I think the way he reads it changed a lot. Being sidelined a little bit sucks, but it also gives you a different perspective. He plays Dorval touch too, which creates different plays and also creates different ways to see it. And you play more football. The more you play, the better you'll become.
I would say also that he's less mobile. Not that he was particularly mobile before, but he would still move around. Now the ball's out of his hand a lot quicker. He doesn't want to run. Yeah. He doesn't even wear cleats anymore.
He doesn't try to like you said, he doesn't try to run or beat the rusher. And at times there was that part of Frank K that he tried to beat the rusher because he used to be a fast guy before his injury, and that sometimes bit him in the ass.
Yeah, and a play was never dead to Frank K.
It's true.
Before. Right?
This is a type of game that Frank K does enough to win, but he needs his defense to actually make a stop. Putting up 5 scores is good. Allowing 8, including 5 to a one receiver who had 5 receptions all game, that can't happen. You can't have that happen.
Given the skill and speed on the guys on defense, guys like Canvai or guys like Kevin Marcel, are you surprised that A, the offense didn't slow down the pace of the game, and B, the defense couldn't take away the deep ball and force François Martin to march the ball down the field?
It's a size matchup problem. You have Charles Véro is not the smallest dude. They had Jean-Félix Dalloz sub for them as well, who's also a tall guy. They have size on Diablos that's difficult for a team like Voodoo to match up against. They do have Patrick Saint-Amand, but Etienne Vaillancourt is not the tallest guy. Frank Marcel is also not the smallest guy. Kevin, not Frank. Kevin. Frank feels
they're short.
Yeah.
Yes. Say the thing.
They're short.
There we go.
They're like eagle size. Right?
Eagle, get that on the scroll.
So it's tough for them to cover. I couldn't see a guy like Kevin Marcel cover GF Dalloz just because of the size issue. François Martin's going to put it high enough that Kevin won't be able to make a play on the ball, and that'll be the end of it.
SWAT beat Junkyard Dogs 32-13, and why I bring that up here is that you mentioned size mismatch, and with Isaiah Lard, with Sean Haney, one of the things that SWAT had an advantage over Junkyard Dogs was exactly that. They had the size to go over the top of a smaller Junkyard Dogs team who are very skilled, but don't have anyone. They don't have guys who are really big enough to legitimately cover those guys.
That's true. I think that SWAT is a well-built team. Well, they're a good team that's placed perfectly. They're exactly where they should be. I don't think they would play well in Tier 1. I think that making a few switches wouldn't help them to play in Tier 3 also. I think they're in the right. It's the right fit for them where they are. They're playing really well. They have a very good defense due to how good their rusher is. ILR is. Everything starts with the rusher for them. He takes away a window by himself, makes plays on the quarterback that basically disables third reads. So he takes away the first read by jumping like a slant, and then he doesn't let you get to your third read. He's a brutal rusher to play against.
Can I just say he has another interception in this game, and if he was rushing, that makes 3 in 2 weeks. 2 against my team, once against Junkyard Dogs.
I want to say I did speak to Rob White about this game after the game, because it was happening during our game, so I couldn't watch it. I vaguely kind of remember him saying that's what happened, but I don't want to put my name on it.
It's also like, it's a crazy thing to think that a rusher get interceptions. Like it's a sort of a fluke play, but it's also the way he plays those balls that way too. He's forcing them to be thrown at him. He's expecting it, and he has his hands ready for it.
Yeah.
Like it's not just he puts a hand up and it sort of falls into his chest. He's playing the interception.
Yeah, see what the beauty about Allard, the rusher for this defense, is that we always talk about like Mo Khan on the finest and the worst player, but he's tall, right? And QBs hate that.
Can't teach that.
Yeah, exactly. The best part about Allard is that he's tall and he's fast. So you have to hit sideline and you have to do it hard. So everyone can jump anything on the outs. And if he goes down the middle, Allard either backs it down or now picks it. So.
He's a somehow still underrated rusher, and he's gonna find his way into higher divisions once again.
The rusher on the other side of the ball was John Laristis for Junkyard Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
If I say this sentence, how do you complete it? John Laristis missing flags and allowing Gino DeFazio to extend plays is
fact.
No,
it's also
very
fact.
Very surprising.
Yes, but it's both things are true.
Yeah.
Why is this? We know why it's fact. Why is it surprising?
Well, John Laristis, he's a veteran rusher, but if there's one thing he rarely misses, he cuts off the angles properly. If you're playing against a pocket passer, most of the time, he doesn't have the same impact as if he's playing a mobile quarterback because he's very good at cutting off angles, and he doesn't miss.
Yeah.
Now, if you're telling me he played a pocket passer that he's played with before for a very, very long time, and you couldn't beat him, that's very surprising.
Well, Gino DeFazio was actually buying time, and a lot of it was like on a third down and a fourth down, Gino stepping up, moving his hips a little bit. John Laristis missing the flag belt.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was bizarre. It was just a lot of miscues for.
Well, maybe it's also like if people have bad games sometimes.
Yeah.
I am going to say, though, that Gino is bailed out by his offense, right? Because if you're in one of those scramble plays and he's moving around trying to look something because his first read's not there, all he needs to do is just put it somewhere high in the air, and
that's
Sean
another thing that
Haney or
happens.
Allard just goes to get it.
He's throwing the ball basically, up 9-10 feet in the air.
Or Sean Haney.
Go get it. Yeah, Sean Haney or
even their center Alexandre Blais. I mean, he can go up for it. From the middle position. A few times in our game, he just went straight on just a fly right down the middle, and no one picks up center on that type of play.
He's also a very good ball player.
Consider Star Wars for a second.
Okay.
Now you have one side.
Wait, I'm still considering.
Okay. I'll speak while you consider. The Empire brokers peace throughout the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
A galaxy far, far away instead.
Yeah.
It's also a documentary. It took place a long, long time ago.
Okay.
So the Emperor and his chief in command, Darth Vader, they broker peace throughout the galaxy. Then his two largely unemployed, incest-driven children cause all sorts of shit. They start a war, and yet get treated like heroes.
Yeah. But
They destroyed what they called the Death Star, where there was like a bunch of people who have families to go to. They have kids. There may be contractors working on that exposed vent, for example. What about those families? No one ever talks about those.
it's true. Like because this is purely based off the Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the Roman Empire.
Well, no, it's actually this is a documentary about something that happened in the galaxy far, far away a long time ago.
Roman Empire.
Infrastructure Week.
Roman Empire, Julius Caesar. But the point remains that back in Roman Empire there was no war in between. They were at peace because they were all ruled by the same guy.
Until they burned themselves down.
Until somebody came in and decided to take it over again. Greed.
Yeah. So that's one I got. Do you have any on top?
I have a very good one for you.
Go ahead, give me.
So this is a very short one. So Black Panther.
Okay.
Ooh. Here we go.
I'm not liking the risk. Can I leave the camera?
Essentially a very advanced form of Kim Jong-un.
What?
Okay.
Same thing. What? Think about it. Don't boo me. Think about it.
Okay, here's an actual one, all right? Remember Powerpuff Girls? Mojo Jojo is actually a brilliant nuclear scientist and realizes that Chemical X is an unstable agent, so he spends his entire time trying to prevent nuclear holocaust.
I don't remember part.
I have no clue what that show was about.
We'll take your word for it. Hopefully people in the audience will appreciate that. Things to not appreciate, however, watching Les Amateurs de Sax. Is there a worse team to watch in FPF?
I like to watch them, man.
You do?
Yeah.
Can you score keep all of their games?
I've watched score kept 2 or 3 of their games last spring with Mokan at Brossard. And honestly, they're interesting to watch because they make plays out of nowhere. They're sort of an NFL team that keeps the game 9-6 for some reason, and then there's a lot of sacks in the second half, and they make plays on punt returns and stuff like that. That's the way Amateur Sack feels. It's a grindy, shitty game that they sort of make a play to keep it interesting because you're so bored.
Not in this one, however. They lost 32-13 to Team Stars. 3 of the 7 players in this game were sub. David Lamoureux, the quarterback, was in there. Neither was Vincent Deschâtel. I think if we look at how many points scored without Vincent Deschâtel, it's the 13 points they scored in like the 7 games he's missed.
Yeah.
This is the only time they've ever scored.
And to clarify, all those 13 points were actually scored by Amateur de Sac. None of them are late points this time around.
Okay, at least. Well, kudos to Team Stars for knowing how clocks work this time and for getting their first win in FPF. Are they good? Or is this just that they played Les Amateurs de Sac and Les Amateurs de Sac can't score more than 13 points?
Two things can be true? Could
Yes.
2 things can be true?
Like blueberries. They're both blue and berries.
You say that every single time.
You keep asking the same question, I keep giving you the same answer.
Well, I think Team Stars are good, and they just feasted on the team that's not.
You know what I just realized? Strawberries are not straw.
They're also not berries. That's a whole other thing. I don't want to do that show. Good.
God, what's rasp?
I just don't. It's so delicious, but I don't want to know what it is. Team Stars have some good athletes. Ness Saleh, for example, the quarterback, he's going to need to rely on his running.
Who, sorry?
Ness Saleh.
Okay. Oh, Ness.
Ness.
Super Smash Bros.
Super
guy.
Ness. Once he gets good, we'll still call him Super Ness.
Nice.
He only completed 9 passes in this game. And you see this sometimes in lower divisions. Why does this happen where guys can't complete double-digit passes? I think I've had one game in my FF, and I'm terrible. One game in my FF career where I've completed less than 10 passes. I don't understand.
It's either because you can't throw the football, which I don't think it is the case. Either because he keeps calling the exact same plays and defense picks it up. Or he could be struggling with the rusher. Right? If the rusher gets a lot of PDs, forces a lot of balls early. Usually you see this when brand new quarterbacks or brand new players to FPF who never played quarterback in FPF before, they don't know how to deal with the rusher. And it takes them an entire half to figure out how to get a single completion because they're trying to make a play. This works in practice. This works every time we try to do it. And now with this rusher, it doesn't. So I think it could be a little bit of both things.
I think there's actually an evolution to what Simon's saying, which is that, yes, not only are you not used to the rusher, maybe you haven't played QB a lot, but also this might be a case of he's the most athletic on the team, and therefore he's the QB. So if you're not comfortable throwing the ball, you just take off, and suddenly you're gaining 12 yards a carry, right? So why not?
That could also, yes.
That can also be true. Eagle, lockdown. Mm-hmm. Give us the weekly lockdown report as you took on Mean Machine. Try and focus as much as possible on Mean Machine as possible, as no one cares about your trash team.
I would say that this game came down to 4th downs.
I love how you're looking it up like you weren't there.
Yeah, and he's typing it down. He's like, yes, let's type
He's
this down.
filibustering. The game came down to football was played, and I still need to search. The internet is slow.
Doop, 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 doop.
Also, there's a little ticker at the bottom that I need to update about.
Oh, there we go. That makes more sense, actually. Yes. Go ahead, Eagle.
That's not it.
I would say this was a game of 4th downs, and in that I mean that Mean Machine couldn't get stopped on 4th down, whereas Lockdown multiple times got stopped. And basically,
they Pat rioted, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Ayo.
And that's what really changed. I mean, on both sides, there was blown coverages on defense. I mean, there was missed tackles on both sides of the ball. But yeah, really, it came down to a couple extra points and just 4th down conversions on the Mean Machine side and lack thereof on the Lockdown side. So basically, this game was over with our last possession. It was a 2-score lead. We scored on, let's call it the last play, pretty much. I think it was maybe 3 plays left to make it kind of acceptable. But, yeah, that really is the difference in this game. If we get one more stop on 4th or we don't get stopped on our offense, it's a different game.
Interesting.
You got another movie for me? Movie show?
No, I burned the Powerpuff one.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, then in that case, we'll get to Games of the Week.
Games of the Week.
As we look to preview some of the games, it'll be quick answers as to who will win. 1 sentence as to why. We'll cut you. Oh no, there's something else that we forgot.
There's a lot of things that we forgot.
I know. Let's not do games. Well, let's do Games of the Week first. Why not? Who cares?
We don't have to finish with Games of the Week anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go Games of the Week. I do want to get to Simo's 90 seconds of heat.
Oh!
Very unpopular segment, but we're going to force it down everyone's throat until we get it right.
You want to go tier 4 first?
Yeah.
Is it
I
actually...
got the game as Eagle. Because you guys don't make the picks.
Is it actually unpopular?
I don't know.
Did somebody come
It-
up
it
to you and
was
say,
un-
this sucked?
It was unpopular to me because I thought it sucked.
You also weren't here.
Yeah, I know. I listened to the show, though, the next day. So, Division Tier 4, Trailer Park Boys take on Teen Stars. Simon,
Teen Stars.
because? Give me one sentence, always.
Because they're good.
Teen Stars because Trailer Park Boys are meh.
Analysis.
It's worse than me.
Les amateurs de sax, MACDO.
MACDO! Just
Because-
because of the name, man.
Gotta go with MACDO. I'm after the sack. Can't score points.
Trojans, Bruins.
Bruins.
Uh,
There was a fluke game that we made out of a bad game.
Bruins too. Yeah.
Fresh Lungs, Replacements.
Fresh lungs. Replacements.
Replacements.
I know there's a bowl that's weirdly named after Simo because the bowls are weirdly named after people who are still active in the league.
Isn't one
but-
named after Duke?
Jean-Guy versus Bud Knights in
Uh,
the Simon Dagenais Bowl.
you're gonna have to pick a favorite here.
Shaggy!
They're gonna beat the best defense in FPF.
They're not. I told you it was the best defense for 1 week. Now Shaggy shut off a team. I'm
They
on
have
the
the best defense.
I'm on the Shaggy bandwagon, man. I'm telling you, Shaggy's for real.
I have to do Jean-Guy too.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I feel stupid doing it, but I think
No,
it's the
you don't
right
feel
call.
stupid, Shaggy, man.
Speaking of stupid, raw sauce against Lama's pajamas.
Such a good name.
Yeah, it could be both things.
Give me,
Strawberries.
give me raw sauce. I'm really not a fan of Llama's pajamas.
Give me the PJs.
Okay.
Okay, that could have been oddly pronounced. Hawks, Dreambreakers.
Dreambreakers, Ox, or even with newly found Jakub, I don't think it's gonna work out the
Telemark.
first game.
Eagle.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
X-Men, Los Banditos.
Banditos, man. They have a defense. X-Men doesn't.
I'm gonna go with X-Men on this one.
Cool.
Grabuge, Unknown Talent.
Unknown talent is slowly becoming known. They're good. Give me unknown talent.
No, I'm gonna go with Grabuge. They had a good game last week.
I also overheard something about Grabuge. They have a guy who's suspended for the rest of the year.
I don't know that yet. I don't. I haven't.
I
heard of
overheard
this.
one of
I
the.
didn't check my email.
Are you spreading rumors again?
No, I didn't do rumors of the week. I overheard that one guy on the team say you can't play the rest of the season because you're suspended. Because we were playing right after Grabuge.
Okay.
But again, I wasn't really paying attention. Maybe I should have.
So you guys are both going. Sorry, you went with Unknown Talent and you
Yes.
went with Grabuge. Okay. Easy W, Broken Ankles.
Oh, easy W. Because
Easy
Victor
W.
Baron's going to have a massive
No,
year.
it will not. It'll be Etienne Laurent Gervais. Warriors, Bulldogs.
Warriors. They play well
Yeah.
against Grabuge.
Yeah, Warriors.
Supernovas against Los Avocados.
Give me Los Avocados.
Little avocados.
Okay.
I'm also looking to see if
I
there's
know.
a player
We're all doing
suspended.
multiple things at once. See, we're short staffed for fall, and it gets difficult at times. Mean Machine and One Speed Power.
Oh, I don't know, man. Mean Machine, they should
I
be
will
better.
remind you that every time One Speed Power looks good, they then shit the bed.
I expect Mikey Adana to throw like 4 interceptions. But also, Dan Goloff has not been playing well, so I'm going to go OSP just because.
I disagree. Goloff is playing really well. If anything, I'm worried about the Mean Machine defense. So I'm going to go with Mean Machine here, but I'm a little bit hesitant, gotta admit.
So Mean Machine, but Peeze gets catches. Nice. Junkyard Dogs against Le'Veon La Vida Loca. Stupid.
I don't want to say that name, so Junkyard Dogs.
Junkyard Dogs.
Okay, how about this? Rest of the season, we always pick against Le'Veon, no matter what.
Yeah,
right.
I've been picking against them the whole season.
Diablos SWAT.
Oh, that's a fun game.
That's a fun game.
That's a
Game of the week? Question mark?
Oh, yeah, probably not.
No.
You know, bias. But
it'll be hashtag NR.
but I'm gonna go with Diablos. I don't think that's, although SWAT has some size, they don't have enough size. They only have 2 size.
Even okay.
I'm going to go with SWAT on this one. I think François Montet is going to get frustrated real fast.
Yeah, and then he's gonna blame everyone on his own team. It's awesome.
I have a great rumor about François Martin.
Eagle will not have listened to how to beat Flamanfu. Even though I've given him the defensive playbook, he will not call it because he won't trust it, and they will lose for that reason. Flamanfu.
All right.
Oh, because it's locked down against Flamafu.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go against Lockdown because they're trash. So they Flamafu.
Outlaws, Pigeon Squad.
Pigeon Squad? Question mark. I'm not confident in this pick.
I'm gonna go Outlaws, but also not confident. This is a good game, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, it should be very interesting.
It's a good game for the wrong reasons. Voodoo,
No, I think-
Greendale Human
I
Beings.
think both teams are gonna score
Are
like 30.
Are Greendale Human Beings bad?
No.
Okay. I don't think so. Just you put it on the script. That's why I'm asking you.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I
you
don't
said the
think so.
question.
Interesting.
Voodoo against Greendale Human Beings.
Oh, because they lost to you. That's why. No, give me Greendale Human Beings.
I'm gonna go with Voodoo on this one. I think if they can control the pace of the game, they have a chance.
Well, we said that though against Diablos, and that really did not play out.
Well, then
They
again,
did not control the pace.
5 score. Yeah, exactly. But 5 scores was enough to win.
Keyport Lockstars STL. That's a good game.
STL.
A lot of good games this week.
That's a good game. I'm gonna go with Keyport.
Simon Dagenais will not win a game in the qualification round. Sweat and beers over lightweight.
We won a game.
They will not win another game.
I'm gonna go with lightweight.
It was a joke
Oh,
to me last week. God damn you, Free Vinny. Not hashtag Free Vinny, just Free Vinny.
I saw it in the article.
Yeah.
Justin laughed about it.
I thought you'd enjoy that.
After the
2HD Conspiracy.
Oh, well, listen, somebody guaranteed to win. Otherwise, he's retiring to soccer. So I'm going to have to go with that.
I am gonna pick Conspiracy here. I think the matchups of the athletes are gonna be dominant over 2HD.
Better soccer player. Dan Lazzara, Joy Taylor.
Oh, it's got to be Lazzara.
You say that.
But Joey's weird and weirdly good at things.
Can I go
Yeah,
with,
I know.
He's good at drinking. He's good at FPF. It's
Can I go with
amazing.
Danny Demo? He looks like a good
Alright,
soccer
that's
player.
fair. That's not the question I asked. But unhashtag Free Vinny. Dirty Dogs.
Free Vinny.
Free Vinny. Hashtag and all.
No hashtag.
No
It's
hashtag.
gone. They lost. On this podcast, they have no hashtag. Hashtag NR against FPF All Stars.
All Stars.
I'm gonna go with All Stars, and I'm gonna say that hashtag NR are gonna get frustrated in this game, and you're gonna see it on the field.
Les Banditos against Braves.
Braves.
Yeah, by a lot of points. There's going to be even more frustration than last week, if that's even possible.
This is a real quick one. The Matrix. Neo, what are you trying to protect us from? The Matrix world is so much better from the shit world you want us all to live in. You're the
Every time
worst
they
savior.
came back, it's a shitty
It's
world.
terrible. There's no sun. It's awful. Simo, you ready? Speaking of the sun, you ready to bring the heat?
Oh,
90
yeah.
seconds of heat.
This looks more like a shopping list sort of thing.
All right.
I got a few topics. I'm going to quick hit.
We're still trying to figure out how this segment works.
Yeah, we don't
So
really
we're trying different things each week. Fall, you're the experimentation season. Hopefully we get it right by the time winter season rolls around. Simo, are you ready for your 90 seconds of heat?
Eagles not.
I really said that slow so Eagle could play the music. Eagle.
I have to get the timer up and everything. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
3, 2.
You know you can filibuster.
Yes, you can. Go.
All right. There's
No
there's-
music represents heat.
No,
like this.
I don't. There are 6 teams that makes the top tier in tier 1. There's one team's going to be very disappointed. Tacos. Sean Abrams is a sore loser. He said Merry Christmas after losing to us because he's just pissed off.
Maybe he just loves Christmas.
No, he's just sad. You're not supposed to speak!
I'm sorry.
Conspiracy,
I will.
terrible defense. They allowed the most points in tier 1. Diablos will losers team at this point. At some point, Diablos will not keep up putting 40 plus points every week.
Will be the playoffs.
Bounders all needs to chill, man. Like, they're frustrated with each other. You're playing another team, not yourself. Chill.
If anyone's ever played
Stop
with you, they
talking!
know.
Mixed feelings about Teen Stars. I don't know if I like them or not. They're a good team, but they don't show up to their games. So, yeah. Come on, Le'Veon Bell. I drafted you in fantasy. Please
Me too.
play at some point, ever, anytime.
Week 10. An injury.
I don't care when, as long as he plays. I just don't want him to skip the whole season or be traded. That would be even
Dream.
better for me.
It's a dream.
Fall is kind of nice. Like I used to hate fall when I was 12 because you had to go back to school. But now I kind of like fall because you get NFL. You also get TV shows that are coming back because you had the whole summer to just remember how you don't have TV shows. Speaking of TV shows, is something worse than learning that your favorite TV show got canceled?
No.
It's not supposed to speak. Jeez Louise. How much time you go?
5.
All right.
4,
That's about it.
3.
Don't say.
How do you think that went? Keep working for next week. Cool.
Well, I don't know. Are you gonna?
You ran
talk,
out before the 90 seconds.
Are you gonna talk over me every single
If
time?
I didn't talk, your 90 seconds of heat would have been 60 seconds with Sophie.
Hell. No, it would have worked out. I had more things to say, but I ran out of time. Because you
did run out of time.
talked. Oh, we're done.
What are your final thoughts, gentlemen, real quick?
Just a reminder to all the teams, if you are bringing in new players, this is the last week to bring them in to be playoff eligible. You need 4 games played, so make sure they show up to every game from this point onwards, or they're not going to play in the playoffs.
Final thoughts, Simone?
I wasn't ready for this music to finish. I thought we had like more things to say, like rumors of the week or other things.
No.
Nice final thoughts.
We did a lot of games, though. We covered a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, we always do a good job.
Yeah. Well.
Thanks, tacos.
The show started with an interview nobody could hear.
No, he could. He just didn't want to answer the questions.
Yeah.
Oh, you're cutting off, Peeze. I don't.
It's like when Natalia calls me, but I want to just listen to my music instead.
Going through the tunnel.
Oh, I missed your call.
Nobody could see that, but Ease looked like he was grabbing his own breasts when he was doing that. I don't know why that was. In my goal for 1, going for 2 this week, I'm going to go for 3. Breaking all sorts of rules.
Overtime style.
They're all
Nope, we
important.
took that out.
Yeah, old FPF style. For those who don't know how to find fields on the FPF website, it is like it is for any other company. It's under the contact section. It's there.
Isn't it called locations?
It's locations under contact.
And there's a map.
And there's a map to all of them. So I get asked this at least 3-4 times a season. That's how you find it. The next thing, Billy Zabka, the real Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi went in there starting all that shit, taking up all their valuable time while they're training for Sun Valley Championship. Billy Zabka, I feel you, bro. And finally, Brad Kavanaugh, I hope you like warm weather, because you'll see your last winter before you rot in hell.
Ooh, that got dark fast.
Yeah. Sorry, just piece of shit.
It got very dark fast.
Did you get the joke about the music, though?
Yeah.
90 seconds of heat, and it's Viagra music?
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you all for letting me be myself. Also, happy birthday, Mokan. Happy birthday, GM Collectors. Bye.
That was funny.
I was expecting the end of the show. Message me or
This is the end of the show.
I know, you didn't cue it up. I didn't know it was coming.
That comes after the games of the week, which we did.
We said we had to do it out of order because
I was so confused. Like, I finished.
like the timing makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
But
No, I looked at you like, he's going to bring up a game or we're going to transition slowly to the end of the
no,
show.
the music started.
Music, I'm like, oh.
Ukulele done. Trash ass techno starting.